Hey, and welcome to the 149th edition of Quotes, Quibble and Question, your weekly leadership development fix from me, Matt the Coaching Guy. This week I'm going to explore by design or by default. And I can categorically say, unless you stop, reflect, and then become intentional, you will do everything by default. Very few things in leadership are actually designed. Our calendars will fill by default, meetings become recurring by default, people become dependent on you by default, and the culture evolves by default. The way we communicate, recruit, recognise people, hold each other to account, and even spend our time often isn't the result of a conscious decision. It's simply what's happened over time. Default always wins when design is absent, and letting it be like this is a decision. Don't leave trust to chance, hope accountability improves, and expect culture to magically appear. You must design it. Create rhythms that encourage great conversations, establish principles before problems arise, and build systems that help ordinary people consistently do extraordinary things. Leadership is what you intentionally create whilst everyone else is busy. And so your quotes for this week are: design is not just what it looks and feels like, design is how it works, Steve Jobs. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit, often attributed to Aristotle. Success is never an accident, Jack Dorsey. And the environment you create determines the behaviours you get, Peter Drucker. So your quibble this week is: one of the biggest misconceptions in leadership is believing that good intentions are enough. And the best question you can ask yourself and then get stuck into designing the answer is: can my team or business maintain and grow without me in the next 90 days? This thinking will expose the controls you have at play, the decisions you hold, and the dependencies you've created. It's time to expose the defaults and start creating leadership by design, an operating system that allows you to step away. It's never going to be perfect off the bat, but it will start to change the dynamics in the team, start creating more leaders at all levels. It will encourage mistakes, and it will mean that the team hold each other to account, resulting in greater trust, empowerment, efficiencies, and sustainability. So here's some things to watch out for this week. Start asking yourself, which meetings exist simply because they have always existed? Which decisions still come to me that shouldn't? Which habits in my team are accidentally designed? And what am I tolerating that I've never intentionally chosen? And if you want to start being more intentional this week, start doing these three things. Audit one recurring frustration, replace assumption with an agreement, and design one decision out of your week. Then keep going until such time as you create the design and the environment you want to lead. And remember, every default eventually becomes someone's normal. If you don't design your leadership, circumstance will happily do it for you. So your question for this week is: if someone watched your team for 1 week, what would they conclude your leadership has been intentionally designed to produce? So thanks for listening to this week's newsletter. If you have any other subjects you'd like to hear more about, do drop me an email at matt@thecoachingguy.co.uk. And I think it's fair to say that we all want more time, more energy, and greater impact in our lives, whether that's personally or professionally. But given the experience I've had, I can tell you one thing: there is enough time and energy, but most use it for things that don't align with their priorities. Therefore, the impact you have is never realised. If you're interested in finding out how I can support your journey, drop me an email or a DM and let's start a conversation this week. Have a great week. Bye for now.